1 year later, and the norm for some might now be to stop by their legal cannabis shop, pick up what they need, and move on. But what's important to remember is that there are still laws in place, and police are still enforcing them. When it comes to knowing the rules around cannabis, it seems there are quite a few in the city still in a fog. That's why the number of charges laid under provincial law are high.
Some of that might be coming from people who have been smoking weed for a really long time and know exactly what they like, rather than going to the government official places.
It's just all of a sudden it's legal, and now they're backtracking on trying to figure out what do we do about some of the things that aren't working. They're still illegal shops, even though they're not supposed to be.
Police have repeatedly tried to send messages with the crackdown of illegal shops. As of last week, the city says there are 8 illegal storefronts still operating in Toronto, and 82 have been closed. As for the individual charges, a couple of the numbers that do stand out include 53 charges in Toronto for possession under the age of 19, and 271 offenses for transporting cannabis illegally. In addition to other charges laid, there have been a total of more than 800 under Ontario laws.
The number that does stick out is the readily transport of cannabis, and officers evidently know that this is an offense that they can charge people with. In Ontario, as long as your cannabis is fastened in baggage that is closed, then you should be compliant.
Lawyers are identifying a trend of sorts, at least in this province, that many of the charges are being left to tickets under the Ontario Act, rather than forcing people to go to court. As a result, those on the receiving end are more likely to pay a fine and move on.
A number of individuals call me and they appear to be in compliance with the law. So the cannabis was either in the trunk, which is not readily available, or it was inside a bag that was fastened inside a closed knapsack.
Call it a feeling out period for all involved. Those that feel the new rules need to be broken, and others who feel the need to respect them.
I think it's a good thing. At least they're controlling down some of the things that go on with the cannabis. Like honestly, I know you can like smoke it anywhere now, but it's just like it's still like you have to respect like maybe like the designated areas of smoking it.
The rules are necessary. That's what keeps us civilized. If there are no rules, I mean, anybody's going to buy marijuana, and because there are a certain set of rules we should follow to be in a proper living society.
Elsewhere in the country, both Alberta and Manitoba have laid more than 2,000 charges under provincial law. In comparison, here in Ontario, there have been more than 7,000 charges laid.